Hi, my name is Dale Mazzarella. I'm a Fly Fishers International Master Casting Instructor, a longtime Wyoming fishing guide, and an award-winning coach and educator. I've put together this video series that I hope will help you become a better fisherman, catch a lot more fish, and I hope you enjoy it. So enjoy yourself, have a good time, and let me know what you think. Let's talk about exercise. You know, I guide about 250 people a year, somewhere around there. And what I've noticed is I've got some clients that work really hard at learning how to cast. They try to learn how to fish better. And then their problem is that they're not in very good shape. They can't walk to parts of the stream where we can catch more fish, or they're having trouble walking across rivers. Balance is bad. You know, they really have a hard time fishing by themselves because of their physical fitness. So what I'd like to do today is just show you an exercise regimen that I've kind of developed for myself, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But exercises are going to help your balance. They're going to help you prevent you from getting injury like tennis elbow and bad shoulders and that kind of stuff. They're going to improve the strength in your muscles and your bones. And of course, we all know that weight control is related to exercise to some extent. So these are reasons that I think that everybody would benefit from exercise. And I know as I get older, the exercise routine becomes more and more important just to be able to stabilize and try to stay kind of where I was last year. So it's getting a little tougher to stay in shape and be able to do the kinds of things I want to do. So I hope this exercise video will help. A couple things before we start. You know, most people, I'm trying to develop an exercise routine that doesn't take much time. I can do this 2 or 3 times a week for 45 minutes. I've been doing it for about 20 years, and it seems to be all I need to be able to maintain my fitness level, at least at some reasonable degree. You know, one thing you got to consider is your condition at the start. You may want to use way less weight, fewer repetitions. You may even have to skip some of these exercises because you've got pre-existing conditions like bad shoulders or something like that. So, you know, make sure that you're doing, the whole idea of an exercise program is to individualize it. You can't take somebody else's exercise program and make it work for you necessarily. I just hope you can take some of this and use the basic concepts to make an exercise program for yourself. Start slow. Don't, you know, contrary to what people say, getting all sore is not a good idea. That just means you've torn a lot of little muscle tissues. You should be tight the next day, maybe a little bit sore, but boy, I tell you what, think about this as a lifelong sort of progression. You don't need to get fit in a day and a half. Just take your time. If you're in doubt, man, go way too light the first day. If you wake up the next day and there's absolutely no residual effect or soreness, then fine, increase your weight or your repetitions by 5% and just gradually increase your weights. That's probably the best thing to do. Now, a couple things. My exercise program is about 27 exercises long, and I put in a couple of balancing exercises in there on a regular basis, especially if I start getting a little winded and don't feel like going to the next exercise right away, and I'll show you that. The only thing we really need, but one other thing, I kind of alternate exercises. I do a pulling exercise and a pushing exercise and then a leg exercise, and then a pulling exercise, a pushing exercise, and a leg exercise. So that what I'm trying to do is alternate my muscle groups so I don't fatigue one before I go to the next one. I only need 2 little dumbbells. I can do this in a hotel room. Don't even really need dumbbells. Sometimes I've used just my half-empty carry-on or something like that for some of the arm exercises. I usually have a bed and a chair. If I have a bed, a chair, a pillow, a couple of dumbbells, and a rubber band, that's really all I need to get all these exercises done. A lot of them you can do in a gym with pulling machines. But if you don't have a gym available, the beauty of this is if you're traveling, you can still do your exercises. So let's get to it. This is the first exercise I do. I get down and I get on my knees, so I'm going to do knee push-ups basically, but first I'm going to stretch a little bit, just kind of wiggle around, put my head back, stretch my lower back, come up here, stretch my shoulders, and then I'm going to do some knee push-ups. And just, you can do these against the wall if these are too hard. And just, I do like 10 of them, just nice and slow. Try not to do anything too fast. Just 10 push-ups. More or less. I mean, you can obviously do more or less if you want to. So that's my first little warm-up. The second exercise I do are what I call side dumbbell raises. And all I'm doing, and I'll show you this from the other side, and I do somewhere between 12 and 18 repetitions. I happen to be using 15-pound dumbbells, but you can certainly use 10 pounds, 8 pounds, 25 pounds, whatever you want to do, but don't use too much weight. Now what I do, and I'll show it from the side in a second, is up and then down, up and then down, and try not to jerk it up and swing it down. It's nice. Just make sure all your exercises are nice and slow so you're not using momentum. That's just a false sense of security. From the side, it's going to look like this. All that exercise does is works this deltoid right here. So that stabilizes the shoulder. It's an important exercise for stabilizing the shoulder. Exercise 3 is a balancing exercise, and you may need to use at first a wall if you haven't done this kind of stuff for a while. What the idea here is to try to build up the muscles in your feet and your calves, because those are the muscles that you're going to need in order to maintain good balance. And all you're doing is standing on one leg and just standing on one leg. That's it. If you really get ambitious, you can close your eyes. So I'm going to close my eyes for a second. So there, and I do that left and right, and you can keep working at it. You can see that it took me a while to get myself stabilized. Closing your eyes makes it a lot harder. So the easiest way to do it is hold onto a wall and just take your hand off the wall and then put your hand back and forth on the wall. And then of course you can just do it with your eyes open. That's quite a bit easier. Switch legs. I do it for about the count of 120 if I can. And I try to keep my eyes closed the whole time. So I'm just sitting here like this. This time I'm doing it, but even if you have to do it with your eyes open, it certainly builds. You'll feel it in your calves and your feet. Very important exercise. Now we're going to do the next exercise. We're going to go do regular push-ups now if you can. If you can't, do again on your knees. So I'm just going to get in a good stable position, slowly down, slowly up. And I do about 10 of them. I won't do all of them for the sake of the video, so we don't want to take too much time. But this is a good exercise. It's going to help you with your core. It's going to help you with your shoulders and your chest. This time we're going to do forward dumbbell raises, and this is going to help another part of our deltoids and our shoulders. So we're just going to lift up and down and up and down. And I do again between 12 and 18 of them. From the side, it's going to look like this. So make sure you're not going too fast. And I'd make sure my elbows are bent a little bit. It's going to make it a lot better, and it won't hurt you. So the next one is a wall sit. And what I do is I try to sit down so my thighs are parallel to the ground or at 90 degrees to the wall. I put my back up, just pinch your shoulders back so you've got your shoulders back, and try not to have any air back here. Push your back straight up against that wall. This is going to help align your hips, and it's going to strengthen your quadriceps, which will stabilize your knees. And then I just do this, and I try to do this for between 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes depending. If you're doing this for the first time, you may want to actually do this. This is going to be easier. The farther up you go, the easier it is. So don't feel like you have to do it at 90 degrees. When you finally get there, that's great. But if you don't, it's still going to help stabilize your knees and make your thighs stronger. So another set of push-ups, nice and slow. All you're doing is getting ready for a couple of minutes from now. We're going to do another exercise that's going to require a little more stress on our shoulders. And again, if you can't do this, do it on your knees. Or even do it against the wall. There you go. The next exercise is reverse curls. All we're going to do is curl here, alternate curls. I'll show it from the side in a second. And I do about 18 repetitions with each arm. Nice and slow. Watch from the side. What I'm doing when I come up, I rotate my wrist. Come up and rotate my wrist. This is a super important exercise for back casting. The back of your arm right here is not used very much in real normal life. But when you back cast, that's a really important arm muscle to use. So this is going to be a big exercise to help prevent you from getting tennis elbow syndrome kind of thing if you're casting a lot, especially back casting or casting in the wind. Very important exercise. The next one I do is toe raises, and I could do these on the stairs, on the side of a machine in a weight room. There's a lot of places you can. I just happen to grab the dumbbells. Use your imagination to be able to get these exercises done. So here I have just a couple of dumbbells. All I'm doing is going up and down, up and down. The farther up I go, the more I'm going to work it. And also the more I can't put my heels down too far right here because my dumbbells aren't very high. But the more down and up, the bigger range of motion you have, the better. The other thing I like to do is try not to grab anything. See if you can do this, maintain your balance. If you need to hang against the wall, you can. But right now I'm doing it without hanging on to anything. And that's a lot harder. But try that because it's going to strengthen up your calf muscles. These are incline push-ups. They're going to work a little bit different. Please, don't do this. If you can't do it, it's no big deal. But this is also a good core exercise. Down and up, down and up. Try to keep your back straight. And I normally do somewhere between 15 and 30, depending on how much energy I have that day. These are dumbbell tricep extensions, and they're working the inside of your upper arm. And again, slowly down, slowly up. If you're doing this, it's not doing you a whole lot of good. You need to get up and hold it for a second. Come down, get up and hold it for a second. And again, 12 to 15 reps with whatever weights you can deal with. On the other side, I just play like you have some place here, and you're doing the same thing. So I do both sides, nice and slow, hold it, hold it, hold it, and don't use this momentum down here. So again, try to do it nice and slow. It doesn't matter if you have to do 5 pounds. Now we're going to do another leg exercise. I just call these one-legged leg lifts, and they're again designed for promoting balance. You're just going to lift and come down, lift, all the way back, lift and all the way back. So from the side it's going to look like this. Lift, back, lift, back, lift, back. You can lean over if you want to and do it from here. You can do a lot of different things. You can grab weights, but those are exceptional exercises for developing balance. Again, really going to work your feet and your calves and also your just basic core and maintain some flexibility in your hip. Next is upright press. Just start here, up and down, nice and slow again. Don't jerk it up and down, nice and slow. This is going to really help the top of your shoulders, and again, you may not be able to do this if you've got some kind of shoulder injury, so don't even try it. If it hurts, don't do it, or else just do it with no weight. So if it hurts, you might try to just do this really slowly. This is one of the therapeutic exercises I have. You can even take your hand on a wall, crawl your hand up the wall, and use your fingers to help you get it up here, just so you get more of full range of motion. Good exercises for the top of the shoulders and the triceps. Now the next one is another leg exercise and balance exercise, heel to toe. What you're going to do is put one foot down, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. Excellent exercise for balance. And you can also do it with your eyes closed. So I'll do this one with my eyes closed. not as easy. I'm tipping a little bit, but you got to get used to it if you can. Boy, if you can do this, again, eyes closed. Excellent balance exercise. Really develops balance because your eyes are closed. But again, do it with a wall on both sides of you in a hallway and hang on to the hallway for a while. Tricep extensions off a bench. Sit on a bench like this. The farther out your feet go, the harder this gets. If you're having trouble doing this, then just come to here. This is a lot easier right here. But just adjust it. If you can't do it, don't try it. You can even get to here and just do it. This is going to take a lot less work than this. So once you get out here, you guys that are gorillas, you can stick a big old dumbbell between your legs if you want to make it really hard. But try to come down to your, right down here. Again, don't do this if it hurts. The next one is you're going to do some neck exercises. So all you're going to do is just I've got my hands on the ground to support me a little bit, and my knees on the ground behind me. And you can do this. You can get as little or as much support as you want, and just roll your head back and forth, but nice and slow. Don't strain yourself. This is a good exercise for people with neck problems, but you got to do it really easy. Then what I'll do is I'll turn around, and I'll do the same thing behind me here. So now I'm just going to roll back and forth like this and back and forth like this. And again, I'm not going to work really hard at this. I'm just kind of stretching them and working them a little bit. You can have as much support as you need with your arms and your legs. Just back and forth, back and forth. Really good exercise. The next one is one-legged squats. Again, a really good balance exercise and a really good exercise for your thighs. So you're just going to take your balance down, down, and I do 18 of those on each leg from the side. I'll do it on the other leg. You can see it from this side. Down, down. The farther down you go, if you can touch the palms of your hands, that's good. Really good exercise, the buttocks and the thighs and balance. Super, super good exercise. For this one, I put both my dumbbells together. This is going to work my grip as well as my lat in the back. So I'm going to hold them together like this. You got to hang on with both hands, up in a rowing motion and down, and then let your shoulders sag down here and up. Again, real slow and easy. So from the front, it's going to look like this. Really good exercise for the lats in the back to balance your pecs in the front. Down right here and then sag, and then up and sag, and up and sag. And don't jerk it up and down like this. You're not going to get much done. Nice and slow. Dumbbell lat pulls. If you're having back problems, crunches can be really important for stabilizing the muscles in the back by strengthening the muscles in the front. So I do a number of different types of these abdominal exercises. One is just this. Put my feet up against the wall or on a bench and just do this. Try to concentrate on tightening your abdominal muscles, just like that, and you do whatever, 25, 30, 50, 100. The other one I do is I get on my side and I do this. So that works the side here. You do it both sides and try to concentrate on using this. Don't use your arm to push you up. Try to concentrate on coming up with these muscles right here. And the other one I do, especially if I'm in a gym, I don't have a big ball with me here, but I get one of those big rubber balls, and I put my hands around it like this, and then I rotate on it. This is actually pretty darn hard. This requires quite a bit of balance and quite a bit of strength in your core. And I go rotate left, rotate right, and then repeat, and I do quite a few sets of 5 to 10 with a little bit of rest in between, but you'll feel this is a really good exercise. But again, Don't do this stuff if it hurts. This is a lunge, and if you haven't done many of these, don't do too many to start with. You can do them with weights in your hands if you want to increase the difficulty, but it's going to work this muscle on the inside of your thigh, and if you do too many, you're going to be a cripple the next day. This is also a balance exercise. You put one foot forward, the other foot straight behind it, so you can see I'm straight behind. Now I just go down, touch my knee and my fingers, and again I do like 18 of these with each leg. From the other side, it's going to look like this. They really work the inside of your thighs. Excellent exercise to finish off most of your legs. Now I've got a rubber band, and you can use a number of different rubber bands if you want to increase the strength and so on. With this is going to be upright rows. Again, it's going to be mostly developing this muscle, but in a slightly different way than when you push with an upright press. So here I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hold it, and the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to turn so you can see this a little bit, but when I come up, I pinch my shoulder blades together and hold it for a second so that my shoulder blades are pinched together. I want to work these muscles in the middle of my back, right here. Just come up, right there. The next one, I'm going to use the rubber band again, and by the way, if you're in a hotel or at home, you can stick the rubber band in a door or around a pole, and all I'm going to do is laterals like this. I'm going to try to keep my hands up here and my palms this way, and again, when I get to here, I take my shoulder blades and stick them together until I can feel those muscles in the middle of my back getting tired. Big exercise for people. If your back gets tired when you're fishing, this is going to be a good one because you're used to stooping over. This is going to help you strengthen those muscles. Then what you can do is turn your hands this way. Instead of this way, turn your hands this way and do the same thing. It's slightly different. Right here. Hold it. Pinch it. Couple of counts. Come back again. You don't have to use much weight to make this. You can feel this right here. Pretty simple. I do a whole bunch of those. The other thing I'll do with the rubber band in this position, come out here and I'll pull like this. Same thing. Here, again, pinch those shoulders back. So you're here, pinch your shoulders back right there. This is a really simple rubber band. It doesn't have much resistance at all, but it's enough to really, I can feel those muscles working back there. So you can pinch like that, you can grab it like this and pinch like this. Your hands both ways, pinch those arms back. Now I do my last set of push-ups and I do them to exhaustion. So it depends on my workout. Some days I can do a lot, some days not too many. But this is what I do, just back and forth again. Nice, good, clean repetitions, nice and slow all the way up and all the way down, keeping your back, your neck, and everything aligned. Next one we're going to do is pull downs from an upright position. I'll do it from both sides. You're just going to start up here. You can do this in a gym. They got a lot of pulling machines. Down, hold it, and pinch again. Pinch your shoulder blades together. From the side, it's going to look like this. So instead of pulling them in front of me, I don't want to pull this in front of me. I want to pull it behind me. Pinch those shoulder blades. Get the back right there. That's where you want to be. And then hold it for a second and pinch those shoulder blades together. Now I'm going to do another set of toe to heel, heel to toe walks. I don't think you can do too many of these. I think, boy, if I'm in a gym and there's nobody there, or I'm in a hotel room and I want to get done fast, all these exercises are just one after the other, after the other, after the other. When I get really out of breath, here's my rest. My rest is doing the toe walk. So I'm just going to do the toe to heel. That's the toe to heel. You want to get challenged, do it backwards. And then you can close your eyes and do it. But I do this, I might do this sometimes when there's nobody around and I'm going really fast. I may do this exercise 5 times during the course, just split up some of the other stuff if I'm getting too out of breath. So that's it. I got one more exercise to do and then we're done. Next one is the only muscle we haven't really worked yet is our hamstrings. So what we're going to do is lift, put our feet up and lift like this. Just keep lifting. And what you want to do is you can get up here. I tell you, it's amazing. This doesn't seem like much, but it definitely works your hamstrings. And you need to balance your hamstrings and your thighs, and this is a great exercise for doing that. That's the last exercise I do. So these are the exercises I've done, and I'll tell you, a lot of them are easier to do in the gym. You've got leg curl machines, leg extension machines, you've got pull down machines, lat pull machines, a lot of stuff you can do a lot easier than trying to make it up. But I just did a county park in Florida under a veranda and made it all work. So if that's all you can get done, boy, I'll tell you, that's good. I've been doing this for, like I said, for about 15 years, since about my middle 50s. I'm close to 70 now. And what I do is I just figure that if I can keep doing this as much as I can do it, I can fish until, hey, maybe if everything's good, maybe until my mid to late 80s and still walk up and down a stream and do some fishing. So it's just a matter of whether I want to pay the price now or pay the price later. So I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me or text me. Also, you might want to get in a local gym and have them put you on an exercise program. It's going to be well worth it.